All right, they're often called lazy and entitled, but more and more millennials are overworking themselves to the point of exhaustion. It is being called millennial burnout. It's an all too common phenomenon that makes it difficult for people in this age group to complete the smallest of tasks. Here to give us the details on why so many millennials feel this way and what they could do to prevent it is transformational coach Joni Reyes-Samelin. Joni, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about millennial burnout.
Yes.
Just what exactly is it?
Millennial burnout is exhaustion from all the outside pressure that millennials are facing day in and day out. It's just feeling that depleted energy and not wanting to move on.
Okay, what is it about millennials specifically that are making them feel this way?
Millennials have so much exposure right now with the internet and what the neighbor is doing and what their friends are doing. Everyone knows what everyone is doing. That exposure is causing millennials to really question their own self-worth and really, is what I'm doing good enough?
Right, yeah, they need to remember those Instagram photos
Absolutely.
are posed, right?
Yes. It's not real.
So how does, as you just mentioned, how does technology play a role in all of this? And in such a technology-focused world, what can millennials do to kind of tune out?
Right, well, that is the million-dollar question, right? If we had the right answer, then we would all be doing it. But we need to keep in mind that being exposed to all this technology 24/7, it really causes us to compare all the time. So I tell my clients, I'm a mindset transformational coach and I coach millennials and people who are not millennials, but this is a universal thing, and to really create boundaries and set priorities and really tell yourself this is important, this is not important. And it is a discipline. It's like going to the gym. It's like eating healthy. I call it the spiritual gym, Jill, and really taking that time every day to be mindful about how you're spending your time.
Do you recommend, I know that we've seen all of these tech companies try and now educate people as well. They've realized everyone's addicted to their smartphones.
Yes.
And they're saying, you know, they want people to know how much time they're spending on each app. Do you recommend maybe people take an hour or half an hour and just put their phones down?
So this is a higher level issue in its scheduling. Millennials tend to like that spontaneity, that freedom to go here, go there whenever they choose. And I highly advise, if you're listening and you're experiencing burnout, to schedule time in your day, yes, for the social media, but also have that authentic conversation with your friend. Go for that run, get that massage, do what you need to do for self-care, because a lot of this burnout is due to millennials not taking care of themselves and just giving into those outside pressures.
Are there, I mean, I know we talked about technology, but what kind of societal pressures are there?
There's so many. There is not being married, and being in debt, and the shame of having all of that debt. It's not having that dream job yet. I'm constantly talking to millennials who don't feel like they're there yet. They're not good enough. Look at my friend over there. They have this cool job. How come I don't have that cool job? So just take the time to know your self-worth, because you are good enough, and just you will get there. Stop comparing. I know it's easier said than done, but take that time.
I'm looking at the chart that we're showing right now,
Yes.
and it's incredible that
Yep.
50, that age group, the 50-year-olds and the 45-year-olds and 65 and older have so much less stress
It is
than
incredible.
millennials. Because you would think when you're younger, you're more carefree.
Right, and you know, when I was in high school, we didn't have any social media, and I didn't know what all of my friends were doing. I think this day and age, there's so much pressure, so much exposure, and it really comes down to what are you doing to take care of yourself, to love yourself. It's all a self-worth issue, a self-love issue at the end of the day.
Do you think we're going to see a backlash, maybe millennials and younger people saying enough social media?
Yes, I've actually talked to a millennial last night preparing for this interview, and he said he cut out all his social media. This is someone who's very involved in the community, and he just is done with it and he's cutting it out. So yes, I'm seeing that.
All right. Very interesting. Yeah. Joni, thank you so much for joining us
Thanks, Jill.
today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate your time.
Yep.